A 2018 study found American teenagers spend an average of 8 hours a day engaging with others using their smartphones.
I normally will jump between like TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat and just for hours go between those three apps.
I spend a lot of time on Instagram. Like a lot. Maybe too much.
So if teens realize they're on their phones too much, why do they do it? According to research by Harvard University, each time you get a social media notification, your brain releases dopamine along a reward pathway, which makes you feel good.
So I think people get addicted to the pursuit of getting notifications or seeing something funny or getting a like or things like that.
That addiction impacts learning in the classroom.
I think students nowadays can get a lot more distracted because their phone's constantly buzzing. You're getting push notifications, and trying to switch and do too many things at once definitely is a negative aspect for students when they're trying to just focus in the classroom.
It's a huge distraction, especially when it's the parents who are texting them most frequently in class, as if that makes it okay.
Social media has also impacted the way students learn and engage with their work.
Watching students open up Snapchats and Instagram stories with homework in it, screenshotting it and then taking the answers has definitely changed education and definitely changed how students deal with homework and how they deal with certain things.
I spend a lot of time on TikTok instead of doing my homework most nights, so I spend way too much time on my phone.
And school isn't the only place social media impacts teens. It also has the ability to affect their mental health.
Seeing all those like Instagram models and influencers like online really like kind of influences how I act. You know, like you see them and how they have all these followers and they're so pretty, like you kind of want to have that same thing.
Researchers found 14 to 17-year-olds who use social media multiple hours a day more than double their chances of being diagnosed with a mental health illness.
They're very focused on if their post was liked or if they're popular, and they're worrying about things that really in the big picture are inconsequential to their success.
Bullying becomes much easier because there's not a fear of the person punching you right in the face when you say something to them. So that's a big negative when it comes to at least social media.
For teens, they say the worst part of being addicted to social media comes with the risks it presents to real life.
People can see where you're at and try and go and find you, which can be clearly very dangerous for yourself and your safety.
Direct communication can sometimes be toxic if it's constant and constant and constant like that, because people aren't meant to be with each other always. Like, as people, we're meant to live in community, but constant community gets suffocating.
Even though teens know the risks of being addicted to social media, they say its ease of access is why they continue to use the apps.
It's just like everything's right there really quickly.
In 2019, 70% of teens reported using all their social media apps multiple times daily. If that's the case, what's the best way to use the apps without becoming addicted? Some say mindfulness.
Everything is good in moderation, of course. So a lot of times when I see students or even myself just sort of scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, I have to take a second and remember, hey, wait a minute, like maybe don't. Maybe find something else to do, because you're just sort of getting stuck in that loop, and this could be damaging because you're missing out on other things.
I know that when I start to stop wanting to talk to people that I'm sitting around, or if I feel myself being in my room alone too much, just scrolling and scrolling, I'll take a step back and I'll put my phone down, because it's important to be in community with the people that are literally in community with you.